Greetings survivors, FiOth here, and in this vid I'm bringing you my latest build, this time for Annie, one of the 3 leaders available in the game at the moment. Annie is a very overlooked character, and she can be beastly if you play with a team that understands that they should stick close to you to get the better results out of her abilities. Her unique properties make her a huge augmenting pylon for the entire team, and if you position yourself correctly, you're gonna have excellent results. Due to her adeptness at using firearms and improving the effects of using said firearms, you should spec for firearm prowess right out of the box. And if you don't want to use firearms, Annie is not the character you really want to take into the game. No matter what you do, there is always a prioritization of her augmentation of long-range weapons, and that's what you should be building on. So, let's start with the basics. Hit them where it hurts. When activated, this skill increases range damage from Annie and any teammates who are near her. How much damage? 100%. 15 seconds duration with a cooldown of 45 seconds, and you deal double damage with firearms. Not just you, the entire team in your abilities area of effect. Hotizer, you and all teammates within this aura effect radius deal more damage with ranged weapons. 10% damage free for everyone standing in your aura. Haymaker, attacks by you or your teammates within this aura effect radius cause more damage to the balance bar of basic evil units. 25% more balance damage when someone is attacking from within your aura. Slugger, attacks by you and your teammates within this aura's effect radius cause more damage to the balance bar of elite and boss evil units. Balance bar damage to elite units is 25% and 100% to boss units. Lucky for the bosses that the animation cancelling exploit got patched today, because Annie would have been a nightmare in the hands of a skilled player. Now, where do we put our points? We have 25 points when the character is capped, and I have to make a few compromises, but I'm gonna explain my thought process. We start with Great Influence 2, because we want that 10 meters extended radius of our aura. Then go to Industrial Strength and put in 3 points. 2 points in Cardio, because it is essential for the early game. 1 point in Arcane Knowledge, that will give you 20% extended understanding of the environment so you can get the objectives. But what we really want is to decrease our cooldowns by 10%. That's roughly 4.5 seconds, almost 5 seconds. Master of Influence 2, to strengthen the effect of our aura by 10%. Fast Forward reduces the duration timer for objective events. You put 4 points in here. Why do we put 4 points in here? Well, Annie, to be effective, needs to be close to her allies. And if you're close to your allies, you might as well be diminishing the duration of the capture events that you're participating in. Remember guys, playing the game is not all about optimizing damage and going gung-ho to the enemy. Sometimes what you want to use is get as much utility out of the character as possible, because by leveraging utility, you diminish their options on how to fight you and what they can utilize against you. If a demon needs to wait for 2 minutes to get the boss out again, and you're diminishing the time that you need to stay into the objective zone, well, it's pretty much self-explanatory that they will have less time to use their boss, and of course, if the timer runs out, they will be exorcised, sent back to the ass end of nowhere. Stopping Power increases the balance bar damage from your ranged weapons. 2 points here. 4 points in Hollow Points, of course, increase ranged weapon damage by 25%. And then Quick Splitter, we go 3 points to increase headshot damage by 15%. I don't really need to stress that you should be going for headshots in this game. The difference is immense. But with Annie, it's even more important because of both her Hotizer and active skills. She will decimate enemies with her ranged attacks, and enemies that are adept at using ranged attack from within her aura of influence and active ability will screw them up even worse. Now, some things that I'm not using here, and you might be scratching your heads. I really couldn't put 6 points in either Reinforced Amulet or Improved Amulet, and Annie cannot build shields, unlike us from Army of Darkness. Unless you depend on some support character to be totally on point with shield giving, I wouldn't really pay too much attention to this. Also, the difference here between 8 and 10 meters might seem meager, but it is very noticeable, trust me. And here we're talking about 4.5 seconds with quicker cooldown, but why the hell shouldn't you always have as much damage as possible? Just pay attention to your timers, because most people play very passively. They don't expect their timer to be back to 0 cooldown when it is, and if you are not playing actively, if you're not paying attention to the cooldowns, you might as well not pick this if you're only using your ability when in very specific situation or when pressed. 45 seconds though, minus this 4.5 seconds, is more or less 40 seconds of cooldown. It's not that big of a deal. This is huge. I love this, and I would have wanted this to be on level 4, but I couldn't really take anything out of the build. If I take these 2 points out and put them here, I can get the 20%, but I lose a lot of utility to add a little bit of damage. Remember guys, we're not talking hit them where it hurts here, we're talking Hotizer, Haymaker and Slugger. Not as effective as it would have been if it effective here active, okay? This, if you have a very good support character and they use fast forward on their characters, you can take this and have a lot of leeway, because you will have 4 more points to spare. 4 more points to spare, you can max out both Master of Influence and Great Influence. Okay, the rest is pretty poopy. I would have taken I Can Still Help, but to get to I Can Still Help, I need to expend 2 points here, and I really can't take them out of anything. As I said before, if you can take 2 points out of here, you can go 1 Artful Dodger and 1 Deep Pockets Ammo, and then end up in I Can Still Help. Of course, I Can Still Help pretty much needs you to be down to be usable, and you don't wanna be down in the first place, but it is an alternative, taking out 2 points from here, spending them here, and then taking out an extra point from something else and putting it here, probably from quicker cooldown. So this is my Annie build as you see it here, replicated, and you'll see great success if you play correctly, of course. Also, a disclaimer, I did not forget to include a tidbit of gameplay in here, but in this game, adding snippets of gameplay just lend themselves to being eye candy, really. What I wanna relay here is the actual info. I want to give you the info to make your life easier, not give you 25 seconds of eye candy just to make the video flashier. I am also streaming this game constantly and making content for it, so sub, like and share and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified. Consider getting a membership or visit my Patreon if you want to support the channel. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, peeps. Cheers!